We have arrived at one of the most beautiful campsites I've ever been to. We are in Olympic National Forest. It's supposed to rain for the next 5 days straight. Tomorrow is going to be some gnarly rainstorm. So I only have a gallon and a half of water with me. What I did, we'll see if this works. This is my first time ever trying this. I made a rain. I'm gonna try to capture some rainwater. I also collected a bunch of firewood today. This is probably overkill, but I like to have a lot of firewood. All right, so I left this overnight, my setup, and it's pretty much full. So that was awesome. I collected 5 gallons of water overnight. You can actually see how dirty the rainwater is. Hey, I'm gonna filter this water. The environment that you live in dictates your state of mind. It is absolutely beautiful here. It's been raining all day. and it's starting to snow now. So this is really cool. I've had the wood stove going all day, so you can see the tent back there. It's a very wet snow, so I don't think it'll stick around for very long. So Hudson and I are out here enjoying it. I've been thinking a lot lately. I live in a canvas tent by choice. My life is unique. I'm an individual. This place is so beautiful. All the colors are so vibrant. It looks like such a healthy forest. When you look closely, you can see so many different plants. We've been the only ones out here. We haven't seen or heard a single vehicle. I have to say, I am so happy out here collecting firewood and water. Just feel more connected with the seasons and with the earth. It's been raining like this since like 11 o'clock last night. Just steady rain, hasn't stopped at all. It's probably gonna be like this for the next few days. I got the fire going and it's heating up the tent a little bit. It's not very cold out. I think it's in the 50s right now, but just kind of nice for him. Like he's wet and he might be a little bit cold, and it's good to dry out the tent too. There's a lot of condensation just from us sleeping in here and breathing, so I like to run the wood stove just to dry everything out. This is how I dry my clothes. Just have them hanging. We got the wood stove on. And we got Hudson nice and warm near the stove. So we're gonna kick back and relax and enjoy the rain.
In your 2010 book, Cycles of Time, you suggest that another universe may have existed before the Big Bang. Can you describe this idea?
Just as a matter of terminology, I don't like to call it another universe, because when you have another universe, you think of it kind of quite separate from us. But these things, they're not separate. Well, when I say the Big Bang, this was theoretically discovered by people trying to solve Einstein's equations and apply it to cosmology. Einstein didn't like the idea. He liked a universe which was there all the time. And Lemaitre talked about the initial state, which is a very, very concentrated initial state, which seemed to be the origin of the universe.
Primordial atom.
Primordial atom is what he called it, yes.
Useful term.
And then it became, well, Fred Hoyle used the term Big Bang in a kind of derogatory sense.
Just like with the Schrodinger and the cats, right?
Yes, it's like sort of got picked up on, whereas it wasn't his intention originally. And this microwave background that you see, okay, it's not actually quite the Big Bang. When I said not quite, it's about 380,000 years after the Big Bang, but that's what you see. I'm compressing a long story into a very short few sentences.
And doing a great job, yeah.
So what I'm saying is that there's a huge puzzle. The two most famous equations of 20th century physics, one of them is Einstein's E equals mc squared. What's that tell us? Energy and mass are equivalent. The other one is even older than that, still 20th century, only just. Max Planck, E equals h nu. Nu is a frequency, h is a constant again like c, E is energy. Energy and frequency are equivalent. Put the two together, energy and mass are equivalent, Einstein, energy and frequency are equivalent, Max Planck. Put the two together, mass and frequency are equivalent. Absolutely basic physical principle. If you have a massive entity, a massive particle, it is a clock with a very, very precise frequency. But the other side of that coin is, if you don't have mass, you don't have clocks. If you don't have clocks, you don't have rulers. You don't have scale.
So you don't have space and time.
You don't have a measure of the scale of space and time.
Scale
So you
of
have
space and time.
you do have the structure, what's called the conformal structure. So you can scale up and you can scale down, but you mustn't change the shape. So it's basically the same idea, but applied to space-time now. In the very remote future, you have things which don't measure the scale, but the shape, if you like, is still there. Now that's in the remote future. Now I'm going to do the exact opposite. Now I'm going to go way back into the Big Bang. Now as you get there, things get hotter and hotter, denser and denser. What's the universe dominated by? Particles moving around almost with the speed of light. When they get almost with the speed of light, okay, they begin to lose the mass too. So for a completely opposite reason, they lose the sense of scale as well. So my crazy idea is the Big Bang and a remote future, they seem completely different. One is extremely dense, extremely hot. The other is very, very rarefied and very, very cold. But if you squash one down by this conformal scaling, you get the other. So although they look and feel very different, they're really almost the same. The remote future, on the other side, I'm claiming is that, where do the photons go? They go into the next Big Bang. You've got to get your mind around that crazy idea.
Okay,
yes.
but...
So I'm saying the other side of our Big Bang, now I'm going back into the Big Bang.
Backwards.
There was the remote future of a previous eon.
Previous eon.
And what I'm saying is that previous eon, there are signals coming through to us which we can see and which we do see. And these are both signals, the two main signals are to do with black holes. One of them is the collisions between black holes, and as they spiral into each other, they release a lot of energy in the form of gravitational waves. Those gravitational waves get through in a certain form into the next eon.
Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that means that some information can travel from another eon.
Exactly.
I've seen someone describe. I've seen someone describe the discussion of the Fermi paradox. The Fermi paradox.
My colleague Vahu Gursajan, who I worked with, on this.
We have a crazy paper.
Crazy paper on that. Yes.